Morning all. Back in winter mode, so it's time for some warm food. We're going to be doing a warm rainbow salad. It's a nice snack to have in cold weather. It's very, very easy to do, and it's very healthy. So what we have is some wholemeal wraps. These are really cheap at the supermarkets. You can make your own, like a roti if you want to, but that's cheap and available. And we're using any leftover vegetables we have in the fridge. The more color you get in your food, the healthier it is. You get a variety of ingredients. So the first thing we do, just to give some added protein, we're going to use a boiled egg as well. So we switch on stove tops. It should be at 1800. Bring the water to the boil. So just put your lid on. So the big switch, yep, and get the water boiling. While we're waiting for the water to boil, so that's the spoon for the egg to put it into the pan. Let's start chopping up the vegetables. Stick of celery. So we just cut it lengthways. You can use whatever leftover vegetables you have in your fridge or pantry, and it's, except for the cabbage, everything is raw. So chop it up finely. You've got an extra plate, so you can put all the chopped up vegetables on the plate. Celery has got lots of fiber and flavor and a bit of crunch as well. So we're chopping it up really fine and get it on the plate. Okay, now using your box grater and the large holes, we grate the carrot. And we're calling this a rainbow salad because of all the colors in the vegetables. You can use corn, you can use cabbage, you can use anything you want. I like the red cabbage because of the color. The more color you get into your food, the more nutrition you're getting. So it's healthy. Okay, have an eye on your water. Starting to, it'll boil in about a minute's time. And just watch your fingers when you're grating. Okay, the next thing we're doing is we're grating the beetroot. Okay, your water must be starting to boil now, so we very gently put the egg into the water. And we let it boil for about 6 to 8 minutes. Keep an eye on the time. No, we slice it finely. Okay, we slice our lettuce really finely with a knife. So what we're trying to do is slice or shred everything to the same size. Okay, your water is starting to boil now. Should be, mine is. So I'm just removing the lid. And then you've all got some tomatoes. Just slice that up quite fine as well. You can see how colorful it's becoming on the plate, which is why we call it a rainbow salad. Yeah. It also looks nice. Okay, the last thing we do is we slice the red cabbage very, very finely, like the lettuce, with the knife. Very fine, yeah. Now with the red cabbage, don't put it on the plate. Just put a little bit of oil into your frying pan. And then we put the shredded cabbage into our pan. I'm just going to turn the egg Now with the egg, you can boil it for 10 minutes when it will get really hard, or you can boil it for 6 minutes when it's slightly soft in the center. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to keep it for another 2 minutes. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking the pan off the heat, leave it on the trivet, and let the egg be in there, and we're warming up the cabbage. Because cabbage has a strong flavor, I want to just lessen the strength of it by warming it up. Now what you can do while that's warming up is to sprinkle a little bit of oil onto your vegetables. Just a little bit, and then some salt and pepper. Keep stirring the cabbage. We don't want to overcook it. We still want to have a little bit of crunch. So taste a bit. Also, when you're heating up cabbage, it brings out the sweetness of the cabbage. Again, add some salt and pepper to the cabbage. Good. Just going to test it again. That's great. So I'm going to add the cabbage to the rest of the vegetables. Look at that color. That's really lovely. Okay, in the warm pan, we just put one of the wraps in there and we are heating it up. So we don't want to overcook it, just heat up one side and then the other. By heating it up, it makes it more flexible. Okay, then you remove it, put it on your board and heat up the other one. So while that's heating up, we can now put some of the chopped vegetables. And if you're filling it up, only fill one half of it, not the whole thing. And use half the quantity of vegetables as well, because we're doing 2. So I'm doing the carrot first, then the cabbage, that looks so colorful, love it. Sprinkle some of the tomatoes, then the lettuce, and some celery, and the beetroot. Now, doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
Okay, remove that one. And now, with using the cheese, sprinkle some cheese on the top. Now the cheese, when it's melted, will act like a glue and hold it together. So use half the cheese, sprinkle it on the top, and then very carefully fold it in half. And then put it down in the pan, the cheese side down. And while that is cooking, we'll do the other one. How's everyone doing? Good? Excellent. All right, now very carefully, using your flat spoon, slide it onto the plate. Then fold that one over and warm up the second one. While that's doing, I'm removing the egg, letting it cool. And with the cooked one, I'm just cutting it into half. No, I'm going to put the egg on the top. If you want to, you can cut it into quarters. Okay, we'll slide this one onto the chopping board. Turn your stove top off once you've done it. Whatever, 3 or 4, I'm doing it into 4. Bit too much filling, it's spilling out, but you can see the colors. I'm just going to sprinkle that over. And now I'm going to shell the egg. It's got a bit brown, but it's fine. It'll be toasty. Eggs boil perfectly. Okay, for the final thing, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of oil on the top. and a bit of salt and pepper. And there you have a nice warm rainbow salad wrap. And that's enough for like 4 people. I can help you cut it. How easy was that? So remember, you can use whatever vegetables you have. You don't have to use these, whatever leftover vegetables. And you can put tuna into it, you can put chicken, whatever, if you want to have a meat option.